Welcome to Q&A Wire.
In this problem, we have two blocks of different masses on top of each other. The blocks are moving at initial velocity v and accelerating on this direction. Now, the problem asks us what would be the time after the smaller block separate with the large block, given that the length of the large block is L. The coefficient of friction between the rod and the large block is also given, which is mu, and the coefficient of friction between the two blocks is mu over 2. So this problem involves kinematic equations and Newton's law of motion. To solve this problem, we must first derive an expression for the acceleration. We can achieve that by using the force equations of each blocks. Let's start first with the small block. Assuming this is the block, the forces acting on its body are its weight, the normal force, and on this direction is the friction. Using first law, the summation of forces on the vertical plane is equal to 0 since the body is in equilibrium on this plane. Its movement is horizontal and not vertically. Then, the forces involved in this plane are normal force and the weight. We denote this as negative since it is opposite the normal force. And we know that the weight of the block is just equal to its mass multiplied by the acceleration due to gravity. Now, for the horizontal plane, the summation of the force is not equal to 0 since the block is accelerating. We will now use second law of motion. This states that the net force is equals to the product of the mass of the object and its acceleration due to its motion. In this case, the horizontal force is the friction. We denote this as negative since it is opposite the direction of the acceleration. Since the block is moving, the friction force is just equal to the product of the coefficient of friction which is mu over 2 and the normal force. We know that normal force is the same magnitude with the weight. As such, we can express this equation like this. Simplifying, then we have A1 is equals to negative mu over 2 G. Now let's move to the larger block. Assuming this is the larger block, for the horizontal plane, the forces acting on it are the friction force between the rod, and on the right is the friction force between the small block. Pointed upwards is the normal force of the large block. Downwards is its weight. And another, also downward, is the normal force of the smaller block since this is under the smaller block. Again, summation of the vertical forces is equal to 0 since the movement is horizontal. Then, the forces on this plane are the normal force of the large block the normal force of the smaller block and the weight of the large block. So you can see these two quantities are negative since it is opposite the normal force of the large block. Simplifying, then normal force of the large block is equals to the normal force of the small block and weight of the large block. We can further express this as from the formula for normal force of the small block we had earlier, this is just mg plus the weight of the large block, which is capital Mg. Now, for the horizontal forces, the summation is equals to big M multiplied by the acceleration of the large block. Big M is the mass of the large block. And the forces on this plane are the friction force of the small block, or between the two masses, plus the friction force between the rod, which is negative since it is opposite the direction of the acceleration. Since the body is moving, then we can express, since the large block is also moving, we can express the product. We can express its friction force between the rod as a product of its coefficient and the normal force. For the friction force of the small block, we already have its value. This is mu over 2 multiplied by small m g. Now, let's substitute the value of the normal force of the large block from what we obtained from this equation. Then this equation becomes mu is equals to weight of the small block plus the weight of the large block. Simplifying, this is just equal to negative mu over 2 small mg minus mu capital Mg. Dividing both sides of equation, multiplying both sides of the equation by 2, then this equation becomes 2m a sub 2 is equals to negative mu small mg minus minus 2 mu capital Mg. Isolating the acceleration, then we have acceleration is equals to this quantity. Now, we will use kinematic equation since we have now the expression for the acceleration. We will use the displacement equation, which is this one. X is equals to x naught, or the initial position, v o naught x, or the initial velocity, multiplied by time, plus 1/2 of the acceleration multiplied by t squared. In this case, their initial position is 0, and they are given the initial velocity. For the small block, this is the equation we will need. The final distance is equal to L since this is the length of the large block. This is the distance it will separate from the large block. L is equals to the given velocity, initial velocity, which is Vt, plus 1 half a sub 1 t squared. Now for the large block, the distance is 0. The initial velocity is the same, v t, plus 1 half a sub 2 t squared. Now let's equate these two equations to each other. Then simplifying, this becomes L is equals to 1 half multiplied by this quantity, A1 minus A2, and we multiply t squared. Isolating t to the left side of equation because this is the value we were looking for, then t is equals to square root of 2L over A1 minus A2. Since we know the value of A1 and A2, now we have to subtract the expression we have for A1 and A2. Simplifying this expression, then the difference of A1 and A2 is equals to mu g over 2m multiplied by summation of the mass of the two blocks. Plugging this into the equation for time, then t is equals to square root of 4L multiplied by big M over mu g multiplied by the summation, the masses of two blocks.